Hey, hi, welcome to this yoga class. It might be helpful today to have a block or two, a towel, just something to sit on for support if you want it. Okay. So, bringing yourself to a comfortable position. So, you could be seated, you can be lying down, you can be sitting in a chair, whatever is going to be best for you at this particular moment in your day. Okay. And then, just as your body settles, you can close your eyes. And if you're going to keep your eyes open, you're just letting them softly rest on something. Okay, so we're letting our awareness sort of gather inward so that our focus becomes ourselves. Okay, and then you can notice where you're at today and how does your body feel? What are the sensations that you notice in your body? So warmth, coolness, maybe tension or ease. Maybe some parts of you feel like they're holding on. Your experience might be more of an emotional sort of feeling as opposed to a very physical expression of that feeling. And whatever arises is perfectly fine to arise. Okay, we're not judging how we are. So there's no good or bad, no right or wrong. We're just noticing where we're at. And then set an intention for your practice today. So intentions help to guide us, right? They sort of give us this soft, kind focal point, and they just help to guide us as we move through the practice. They keep us on track. So maybe your intention is to be extra kind to your body today, or maybe it's to listen to your body. Maybe it's to continue to bring your awareness back to the present moment, or to continue to bring your awareness back to the breath. Okay? Maybe you're practicing patience. Maybe you're practicing letting go. Okay? Just looking within for that intention. And we're going to hold it softly because it is meant kindly for us. Okay? Find your breath for a moment and just slow your breath down. So follow your in-breath, follow your out-breath. Just let it become a little bit slower. That might allow you to lengthen the breath a little bit, to smooth it out. Taking your time, slowing yourself down. Okay, this intention that we're working with today, we sort of hold it in our hearts, right? So whatever it is, it's being offered. We're offering it with kindness to ourselves. All right. When you are ready, we're going to come up into table pose to start our posture. So we start on all fours. Okay, so hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to come back towards child's pose. So your seat is going to drop back towards your heels, and then you're going to come back up to table. So inhale as you come down, and exhale as you come up. And just feeling the gentle movement in the knees, hips, back, shoulders. Okay, you're going to move at your own pace here. Eventually, you're going to come back to table. And then from table, take your right hand behind your left wrist. So plant your right hand on the floor on the outside of your left hand and just drop your seat back towards your heels. Okay, if you like, you can sort of let your torso fall a little bit to the right, just so that there's a little bit more length on that right side. Okay, come back to the middle, come on back up, undo your hands, and then switch sides. So left hand behind right, seat goes back, and you can stay right there, or you can sort of lean a little towards the left. Okay, just listening to your shoulder, listening to your body. Breath is easy. Okay, come on back to the center, and then come on back up. So coming back up into table pose. Okay, from here we're going to move into our cat and our cow. So in your table, take a breath in. And as you exhale, gently tuck the tail and round the back up towards the ceiling like a Halloween cat. When you're ready for your inhale, roll the pelvis forward and let the belly gently drop and gently lift the chin. And that's your inhale, cow pose. So exhale back up into cat. So gently tuck and round. And when you're ready, you're inhaling, rolling the pelvis, gently dropping the belly and lengthening the front of the body. Okay, so move at a pace that works for you, that allows you to move with breath. And if either one of those is not comfortable for you, then do table as a replacement. Okay, so you would maybe go from table into cat and then back to that neutral spine table. Okay, so listen to your body, doing your best to just in your awareness sort of keep that intention as a bit of a guide for you. Okay, when that feels complete, you let your spine come back to neutral. And then we're going to drop the forearms down to the floor and take the right leg back. So you're going to lift up the right knee, curl the toes under, put the toes on the floor, and press back through the heel. You can also do this on your hands if you don't want to be down on your forearms. So you're pressing back through that right heel. Now your knee might be bent, or your leg might be straight. Okay, come back up onto the hands. And then step the right foot forward into a lunge. So we're moving that right foot up towards the top of the mat, so you can help it if you like. Okay, left knee is on the ground behind you. You could put some padding underneath it if you want to, like a towel. Okay, if you wanted to use your blocks here, they could come under your hands. That would give you a little bit more lift up. Or your hands can be on the floor. And your gaze is in front of your mat on the floor. So a nice neutral neck. Okay, we're going to add a turn here towards the right. So the left hand can stay on the floor or the block, right hand to the right leg, and then turning towards the right. You can keep the right hand on the thigh, or you could lift it. Okay, and you're positioning your neck where it's comfortable for you to look. Okay, unwind your turn. Okay, from here, we're going to bring this right knee forward, so you can sort of free the right leg, let the right knee come forward, the right foot in front of the left hip, and then the left knee toward the right foot. Okay, and then we're going to end up sitting. So however you get here is fine. Okay, we have our legs pinwheeling off to the left side, It could be helpful here for you to sit on something. So you could sit on a towel or on a bolster or on a block, okay? Or you can sit on the floor. If this left hip is really not comfortable here, flip the leg over. Just let it be wide and open to the left side, okay? All right, so we're gonna fold forward over this right leg. So you can bring your, you can tip forward, your forearms can come down to a block or all the way down to the floor. Also put your hands on the ground if that's better. So you're bringing your upper body, your torso, towards your right leg. You might be more over towards the thigh. You might be more forward over the shin. Whatever works for your body here. Okay, keep checking in with yourself, meeting yourself where you're at, just guiding your awareness back to the present moment and what you're doing in the present. Okay, come on back up and then roll the left leg over. Okay, so the legs are wide enough that there's a little stretch in the inner thigh. We're going to tip forward again. So you can use your blocks again if you like for your forearms or your hands. Okay, how does it change if you gently draw the top of this left foot towards you? Okay, and then come on back up. All right, right hand down to the floor on the right, left hand up to the ceiling and over top. So tipping to the right. So we're looking for the space in the left side of the body. Okay, let that right leg relax down. Let the sort of left hip feel like it's falling downward. And then try tipping the opposite direction. So left hand to the floor on the left side, right arm up and over. Okay, easy shoulders, soften your jaw. And you feel the breath over here on your right side. Okay, come on back up. And you drop the right arm, and then we're going to come back up into table pose. So you can bring yourself back up onto all fours. Hands on the floor or down on your forearms. Take your left leg back behind you. So curl the toes under, plant the toes on the floor, and press back through the heel. So sometimes it's going to be better for you to bend the knee. Sometimes it's going to be better for you to straighten out the knee. So just feel into that for yourself. Okay, you're pushing your weight back through that heel. Left leg long. Okay, hands back on the floor. Left foot's going to come forward into a lunge. So your legs are on separate railway tracks. Okay, maybe you can move the right knee a little bit back behind you. You could use your blocks underneath your hands if you wanted to. Okay, or hands down on the floor. So the left foot is flat. The knee is stacked on top of the ankle, so that shin is straight up and down. That lower left leg is straight up and down. Okay, add the twist to the left. So left hand to the left thigh and turn the rib cage towards the left leg. And if you like, you could lift the left arm and then determine whether you want to be looking down or to the side. Breathing, just opening up. Okay, unwind your turn. Okay, next we come into that sort of side saddle position. So we need the left leg to come forward in front of the right hip, and then the right knee to come forward towards the left foot. However you get here is fine. Okay, so you're sitting, maybe you have a block underneath you, maybe you have a bolster underneath you or a towel if you want to be up a little higher. Okay, legs are pinwheeled off to the right side. And if this right hip is unhappy, you can flip the leg over. Okay, so we start with the forward fold. So just let the belly come forward towards the left leg. So forearms maybe to the floor or the blocks, or you can just walk your hands forward a little bit. And just try to let go. Notice what you notice. Be curious, right? This is all play. So our movement, our postures, they help us create ease, but only if we're moving with ease. Okay, take another breath. And let it go. Come on back up. And then we're going to flip the right leg over. Okay, so you have both sitting bones back on either the floor or on your block or on your bolster. You could support this left leg. So if the left knee is up here, and if it's helpful to put something under it to let that left leg rest down, you're welcome to do that. Okay, we start again with a forward tilt. So the legs are wide enough so that there's a little stretch in the inner thighs, and then as you come forward, that deepens gently. The back can stay nice and long. So you can have a sense of your breath moving into the front of your body and into the back of your body. Okay, gently come back up. Left hand down to the floor on the left side, right hand up to the shoulder or the ceiling, tipping left. So keep both sitting bones at the bottom of the pelvis on the floor. And now have a sense of your breath in your right side. So between the ribs, maybe you can imagine that right lung filling. So maybe slowing your breath. You might be gently deepening your breath. Okay, and then when you're ready, switch sides. So we're tipping right, drop the right hand, and you're choosing how far this left arm comes up. So it doesn't have to lift at all if it needs to stay down because the shoulder isn't happy or some other part isn't happy. It can come all the way up and over. Okay, so if you can feel your breath on your left side. Just letting that left side expand on the inhale. So left leg is relaxing. Okay, gently come on back up. So you can drop the arms. We're going to come back up into table pose. So you're back up on all fours. Okay, so from table, we're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. So knees wide, they can come off your mat if you can do that, if you want to do that. Big toes together. Seat drops back, forearms down to the floor. Okay, and you're just pressing back. So there's a little bit of sort of a little bit more engagement in it because you're gently pressing back to get this stretch in through the inner thighs. Okay, but listen to your body and work where your body needs to be. Okay, your head could come down to the forearms or to the floor. Okay, you can let the belly soften there so you can feel the breath moving in and out. So just slow it down again. Take your time. The breath fill up the abdomen. And as you do that, also hold in your awareness your intention, whatever the intention was that you chose at the beginning. Just doing your best to honor that. It's not as a goal to be reached. It's just something to touch back into. Okay, one more slow breath. And then let the breath go. Okay, you can let the head come up. The hands can come to the floor. We're going to come back to table. So lift back up and bring your knees back underneath your hips. Okay, from table, come on up so that you're standing on your knees. Okay, so you're facing the top of your mat. And this is a little bit of a strength one. So we're going to keep a straight line from our knees through our hips, through our shoulders. Okay, you could put one hand at your lower belly, one hand at the back of you if you like, or maybe both hands at your hips. Okay, and we're just rocking back, keeping that straight line from knees all the way up to the head, and then coming back up. Okay, so the further back we go, the harder it is. So you don't have to go back very far, right? You just go back until you feel this sort of little bit of engagement through the thighs, the core, and then you can shift yourself back to vertical. Okay, so breathe. Just move slowly, easy shoulders, soft jaw. Take your time. Just find the right range for you where there's just this little bit of challenge in it. You sort of feel the legs engage and the legs work and have a little bit of a sense that the core comes on. So what we want to be careful that we're not doing is sort of breaking that line anywhere. So we don't want to let the back round. So we don't want to break at the lower back, which sounds terrible, but you don't want to break at the low back, right? You want to keep it nice and straight as you come back up. Same thing with the hips. Okay, you just want them to stay nice and strong as you tip back and then as you rock forward. Okay, do one more. And then come on back up. Okay, from here we're going to come up to standing. So you can pick one foot and step it forward and then come on up. And if you have a different way that you want to get up to vertical, you can come on up however you like. Okay, so you're going to come here and you're going to find your mountain pose. So take a look down at your feet. You can sort of wiggle out the toes. Do the sort of movement where we shift gently forward and backward, just to find where our weight settles for us here, right? We don't want to be too forward in the toes. We don't want to be too far backward in the heels. We sort of want to be in this middle ground. Okay, and we're not gripping the mat with the feet. We're just letting the feet be our contact point with the ground so they get to sink into the mat. All right. So we're starting here with a little bit of balance. So if you now want to shift closer to a wall, you can, or if you want a chair next to you, you could also make that change. Okay. We're going to start standing in the right leg. So you can let the left knee bend. Now, you're just going to take this left leg. Now, you could choose to keep the tip of the big toe on the floor, or you can actually lift the foot up off the ground. Okay, we're going to roll the left leg open to the left, so the knee has a bend in it. We're moving at the hip, and then you're turning the thigh so it points forward again. Okay, so you're rolling it open just as far as it goes, and then pointing forward. So if you're doing it with the big toe on the ground, let the touch be really light, so it's not like you're sort of grinding into the floor. Okay, so you're just rolling the leg open and then bringing it back forward. So all we're doing is moving the thigh bone in the hip socket. Okay, do another one, open. Okay, and then bring the leg back in. So you can step the foot down for a moment if you like, or you can keep it up. Okay, we're gonna come back into the right leg. You're gonna bend the left knee again. Okay, so the left thigh is straight up and down, and now it's gonna lift to the left, keeping the knee bent. And then it's gonna come back. So it's lifting away from your midline towards the left, and then coming back to where it started. So the pelvis is staying still, leg bone opens, and then it comes back. Okay, one more. Okay, so let the leg go and take a gentle step back. Okay, just a little step back with that left foot. So your feet are on separate railway tracks, not on a balance beam. All right, so you can put your hands at your hips or they can come off if that's going to be more helpful for you. We're going to let our weight shift into the front foot. So leave your back foot. You can come up into the ball of the foot, but the foot stays on the ground, and then come back into the left foot. Okay, so you're just shifting your weight forward and then backward. So it comes into the right leg, the knee is soft, and then shifts back into both feet. Okay, so weight shifts forward, so you begin to feel your balance in the right leg, and then come back. Okay, so feel now that you're starting to lift more and more of that left leg up, so that more and more weight is coming into the front leg. And then you still get that moment where you get to flatten the left foot and come back. Okay, so each time you're sort of peeling the left foot up off the floor and then lowering it back down to the ground. Okay, so a couple more. So shift your weight into your right and then rock it back. Okay, and then when you like, you can shift it all the way into the right so that the left foot comes fully up off the floor. And then one more time, put it back down and go back. Okay, and this time come all the way into that right foot. And just see if you can lift that left leg back behind you. Okay, maybe your hands are at your heart or maybe they're wide. Okay, as this becomes easier, we tip forward and we lift the left leg higher up so that we end up more parallel to the floor. But let that just be a sort of a progression thing. Okay, so be where you're at today. Okay, land the left foot back on the floor. So we're in pyramid pose now. So both feet are flat, both legs are straight. Okay, you're steady in your legs. So there's not a tippy feeling anymore. We're just nice and balanced. Okay, we're going to come up into the shoulders. So just roll your shoulders out. Maybe slow down a little. Feel the movement. Okay, drop the arms. Okay, let the arms go. So give them a shake. All right, we're going to swing arms here. So you're just going to lift your arms up and then they're going to swing down and back. Okay, if you want to do this movement with your breath, the arms are inhaled up and exhaled down. So it's a bit of a shorter breath. And you're really just letting the arms fall. I get to feel all loose. Okay, one more. And let go. Okay, just give your arms a shake out. All right, you're welcome to keep your feet like this. If you want a little more, take your back foot another step back so it's flat to the floor, but it's angled out a little bit. Okay, your hips are still facing forward, hands at your heart. Bend your front knee. Okay, and then gently turn towards the right. It's just a little turn. So think about your pelvis staying facing forward and you're turning from your waist, so your rib cage and your shoulders and your arms and your head all move as one unit in this little tiny twist to the right. Okay, undo the twist, so come back and face forward. And then again, little turn towards the right. Easy shoulders, easy neck. So the force is not coming from the arms or from the neck, the head. It's coming through the waist and up the spine. Okay, unwind your turn. Let your arms come up and open. So 90 degrees, palms face forward, bend that front knee. Okay, and if you want more, take the hands up to the ceiling. Maybe lift your chin gently, but keep the back of the neck long. Shoulders easy. Extend those arms fully if you can, so elbows straighten out. All right, so the arms come on down and you can step your back foot forward. Come on back up and meet yourself back at the top of your mat. All right. Okay, so you're near your wall or you have your chair close by if you like. Okay, we're going to stand on the left foot So you could keep just lightly the top of the right big toe on the floor or lift it fully up, okay? Open up the right leg towards the right and then turn the leg so that it's facing forward. So your thigh bone is opening and then it's facing forward, right? Rolling open. Now you could also keep sort of the inside edge of the right foot or in contact with the leg, and then as it rolls open, the bottom of the right foot is more facing the inside of the left leg. Okay, do two more. Think about the left foot on the floor and that left leg nice and supple and strong so the knee isn't locked. All right, you can either keep the right foot up and be still, or you can put it down and give your legs a shake out if you like. Okay, the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to lift the right lower leg up. So bend the right knee again. So that right shin is parallel to the floor. And then you're going to lift your right leg to the right. So the whole leg lifts away from your midline and then drops back. Okay, so this outer hip, the outer thigh is what is contracting. Okay, drop the leg back down. Lifting up. So there's no rotation in this. The whole lower leg moves with the upper leg. Okay, and the movement is just at the hip. So lift it wide. It's not far. Lower it down. Do two more. To the side. Okay. All right, when you're ready, let that leg go, and it's going to take a gentle step back. Okay, so feel both feet on the floor. Hands go where they want, whether that's at your hips or just free beside you. Okay, our left foot is our front foot. And we're just needing to shift our weight. So you can shift your weight into your left foot and you can let the knee bend. And then you can straighten out the knee and feel how the weight shifts back. So just shifting forward, maybe the right heel comes up and then shifting back. Okay, so you're just playing with your weight coming into the left leg. And you're choosing how much of the back foot to peel up. But first lifts the heel and then the ball of the foot so the toes can stay on the floor. Okay, but actually feel your weight come into that left leg and be sort of slow enough that you feel that weight moving down through that left leg and through the foot into the floor, right? You're building awareness of it, you're building strength in it. Okay, you're playing with weight shifting, you're playing with balance. You're moving at your ankles, asking for strength and adjustment in your feet, your toes, all the muscles in the leg. Okay, when you're ready, you're actually going to let that right foot come up off of the floor, okay, and then find the floor with it and let your weight come back. And then this time come forward, peel the right foot up and stay here. Okay, if you can, you're lifting your right foot up off the right leg back behind you. Hands are maybe at the heart or wide. Okay, and then you're tipping forward if you like. Okay, so you're choosing, maybe you're more vertical, maybe you're more horizontal. Okay, don't lock up that left knee. It's going to be a little like we move when we balance, right? Balance isn't a place where we're still. Our muscles are moving and they're making all these little adjustments, right, to keep us balanced. Okay, let that right foot come back down in pyramid. So it's still on its separate railway track. It might be a little further back if you like. Okay, let your arms hang beside you. So feel your feet on the ground. Try not to lock out the knees, right? Let them be supple. Relax your arms. And then let the head tip to the left. So the left ear towards the left shoulder. Okay, come on back to the right. The right ear towards the right shoulder. Okay, back to the middle, over to the left again. And this time add a turn, so your chin is tucking towards that left shoulder. You're breathing. You're noticing your intention again. Okay, let the ear come back to the shoulder, let the head come back to neutral, go to the right side, so tip the head to the right, soften the jaw, and just feel the weight of your arms. Okay, maybe turn your head towards the right shoulder, so your chin is tucking down. Okay, relax your feet, your toes, your shins. If anything in through the lower body is starting to feel grippy, just notice it and let it go. Okay, ear back to the shoulder and the head back up. Okay, our arm movement again. So we're just going to let them swing. You can inhale and let the arms lift, and you can exhale and let them fall. Okay, so you're just letting those arms come up as high as is comfortable for you. So if you just want to lift them to shoulder height, that's fine. You don't have to bring them up above your head. Okay, just nice and easy. Inhale them up and exhale them down. Okay, one more, come on up, and then let them go. All right, give the arms a shake. You can keep your feet here. If you want a little more, you're going to step your right foot back another step, turn the leg bone outward. Okay, bend the front knee. Bring your hands to your heart. So your thumbs are resting against your sternum. Okay, you can feel that your nose is in line with your fingers. So keep those relationships. So nose in line with fingers, thumbs pressing against the sternum as you gently turn to the left. Okay, so it's just a little turn, easy shoulders. Okay, unwind your turn. Okay, and then one more time, turn back to the left. So your pelvis stayed and your rib cage and everything above it turned. So we moved into the twist at the waist. Okay, let go. Hands come up and open up. So elbows to 90 degrees. Maybe you can bend that front knee again. Dropping those shoulders. If you like, you could send the arms up, but keep the shoulders down, but see if you can straighten out those arms. So reach up through the fingers and the thumbs. Maybe lift the chin if you can keep the back of the neck long. Okay, feel all the way down to your feet on your mat. Wiggle your toes. Okay, and let the arms go and let your back foot come forward. All right, so you're back in mountain pose. You can give a shake out to whatever you want to, and then we're going to come down to seated. So come on down to your mat. Again, you can sit on something as you come down to the floor. So on the end of a bolster or on a folded towel if you wanted to, or on a block. Okay. And we're going to let the bottoms of the feet come together, coming to bound angle pose. So the closer the heels are in, generally speaking, the more stretch in the inner thigh. So you get to choose that. Either hands down in front of you on your legs, or they could be beside you. Okay. We're just going to lift and lower the legs. So you can still have the bottoms of the feet touching or facing each other. So it's just this little lift and lower. Just a little bit of movement of your thigh bones in your pelvis. So we're back at the hips. Nice and easy. Okay, there's a range there where it doesn't hurt, or if it was already hurting, that the pain isn't increased. Okay, now let the legs drop. Just let them go. Okay, if you want them to settle down to something and they don't settle to the floor, then tuck something underneath the thighs. Okay, so it could be towels, it could be blocks, it could be pillows, just so that they get the feeling of resting in that position. So you can still have your hands beside you if that is helpful. Okay, and if you like, you could tip. Okay, so you could bring the heart forward, shoulders easy, so your hands can stay behind you there or they can come in front of you. Legs are allowed to drop. Bases of the big toes are allowed to come apart. Okay, breath. Can it drop into your belly or into your back? Okay, gently come back up and then shift yourself down onto your belly. Okay, so you can make a pillow with your hands. Your head can just rest on your hands. If you like, you can let the pelvis rock from side to side. So that does not have to be a big movement. It's more of a rhythmic movement. So your pace might be side, 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 side. Okay, you can go slower, you can go faster. The pelvis itself is just gently rocking. It's not about a stretch, it's just about that sort of easy rolling movement. And if it doesn't suit you, then just be still, just relax. Okay, if you're rocking, just let your pelvis rock itself into stillness. Okay, and we're just gently going to breathe here. So let your awareness come to your breath. Okay, so you can feel the breath as it comes into the upper part of the torso and as it moves into the lower part of the torso. You're doing your best just to relax in the shape. And slow down the breath. Maybe you want to come back to what your intention was for your practice. You need to know that even something as simple as just laying down on your belly on the floor lets you experience your breath in a different way. Certain parts of us are in a bit of a lengthening position, potentially, right? The tops of the feet, the front of the thighs. The chest, the shoulders, the back might feel like it's more neutral here. Okay, so even though you're just laying on your belly, you're changing your body. Okay, when you're ready, come over onto your back. Okay, you might bring the knees in. Just give them a hug. Okay, let the left foot come down to the floor. So you've still got the right leg. Just give the right leg a gentle hug in. So your hands could be on your right shin or behind your right thigh. And you're just letting that right leg sink in. So maybe you're closer towards your ribs. Maybe you like the leg wider, whatever your body prefers. Okay, relax your breath and your shoulders and your jaw, the belly. Okay, you could take the left leg and bring it all the way down. So you've still got the right leg. Okay, now try moving the right leg a little bit away from you. Left hand to the right knee. So left hand to the right knee. Now, without moving the pelvis, you're moving the right leg towards your midline. Okay, so it's fine if your right foot comes down to your left leg. So right leg has moved towards the midline. If you're pinching in front of the hip, the right hip, move back and see if you can move the right leg a little bit further away and then try bringing it back over. Okay, so right here, we're asking for a little bit of length in the outside of the thigh, the outside of the hip. So that might be enough for your body. If you want a little bit more, then you can let it become a twist. So as we come into the twist, then the right hip gets to come up. Okay, the right knee gets to come over towards the floor on the left side. So the right hip is above the left, right shoulder is staying down, right arm, you can extend it out if you like. Okay, so easy shoulders, just moving into that range that feels good, right? This should feel delicious. It should feel sweet. It should feel nourishing. So if it doesn't, go back a little so that it does, right? Find that sweet spot. Okay, roll back onto your back. Right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor. So put your pelvis and your ribs back in line if they were not in line. Bring the left leg in. So interlace your fingers, hands on your left shin or behind the left thigh if that's better for your knee. Okay, let the thigh sink in. So you can just imagine your hands are heavy there. Your shoulders can sort of turn off. Let the belly soften. You're just breathing easy. Okay, right leg all the way down if you can. And if you can't yet, that's fine. Just move the right foot maybe a little further. Okay, let go of the left leg, right hand to the left knee. So move that left thigh a little bit away from you to start, and then move the left leg towards your midline, keeping the pelvis flat. So the only part you've moved so far is the left leg towards the right. Okay, and then if you like the twist, keep letting the left leg move towards the right, and now the hip is going to come up off the floor. So once you've let the pelvis move, you're more in your back, or you've added your back. Okay, left shoulder stays down, maybe the arm extends. If you wanted a different twist, then you could also, if you kept the right foot on the floor, then you can let the left leg cross the right. That would be an option. Okay, if you didn't have the right leg down. Just enjoy that. And then let it go. All right, pelvis back to the floor, left foot back to the floor, right foot back to the floor. Everything back in line. Okay, you can rock a little from side to side if you like in your windshield wiper movement. And next we get our relaxation. So you're going to come into whatever position you want to relax in. Maybe something underneath the knees like a bolster or some blocks or a cushion. You could also keep your feet on the floor and let your knees rest together. You can also let the legs go down and roll open if that's comfortable for your whole body. At any point, if you need to change the shape you're in, then change it. Okay, you might want to put something under your neck. And you can always lie on your side or on your belly. Right? You're just choosing a position that's comfortable for you at this point. Okay, you're closing your eyes and just feel the parts of your body that are resting on the floor. Okay, and feel that you get to let go through those parts of you into the ground. Feel like you're letting go of effort and tension. So we're in this sort of intention of surrender here. Okay, become aware of your feet. So your toes and the insides of your feet and the outsides of your feet, whatever your feet are touching. And just let the feet relax. Let them go. Okay, come up into legs. So there's your lower legs and your knees and your upper legs. So all the way from the top of your thigh bones in your hip sockets all the way down to your feet. All right, just doing your best to let the legs rest, to let go of any effort in them. Come on up into your pelvis. So the front of the pelvis, the back of the pelvis, the hip sockets, the lower belly, whatever you feel is inside the bowl of the pelvis. Just giving it permission to soften. Okay, permission for the belly to relax. The belly all the way through the sides of the belly, sides of the torso, through to the lower part of the back. Right, all the abdominal organs. Your awareness come up into your chest and the basket of your ribs, and the middle part of your back and the upper part of your back, your shoulder blades, your heart, your lungs. Just easy resting. Maybe you can feel your breath in that space, just really gentle. So without working at the breath, without efforting the breath, just notice it. Okay, let go of shoulders. Feel your arms resting, your hands, fingers, thumbs. Okay, let your throat soften and your neck and your scalp and your crown. And you can soften the forehead and the temples. You can let your eyes rest. Your nose and your cheeks. Your outer ears and your inner ears. Deep inside your head. Okay, your jaw. And the inside of your mouth, including your tongue. Okay, so let the face soften. Feel like you sort of fall back inside your head from your face. And then just gently coming back down. So through the throat, resting shoulders, arms, and hands. And your heart and your lungs. All that inner space in the basket of your ribs. Okay, let the belly soften again. All those abdominal organs rest. All the pelvic organs rest. And the legs and the feet. You hold your whole body in your awareness from your head all the way down to your feet, and from your heart all the way outward to your hands. Just letting go and seeing how even here in this resting place, does your intention apply? All right, we're just holding that gently. It could be this sort of kind offering that we're making to ourselves. Letting go. So if you have more time and you would like to stay here, then you're welcome to stay. Okay? If you'd like to move, and just start with a breath. So take a deep breath in and let it go. Okay? Feel into how you are. So just notice. Okay? Begin to move your fingers and your thumbs and your toes. When you're ready, hands maybe circle, maybe feet circle. You're taking your time doing this, okay? And you're moving in a way that feels right. So if you want to edit this part, then certainly listen to your body. Okay, when you're ready, 1 foot at a time comes to the floor, and then 1 leg at a time comes in. You just gently hug your legs in, and that might be a place where you want to be still, or you might want to sort of gently just rock a little from side to side. Again, whatever feels right. Okay, when you're ready, roll to one side. You can take a moment there, taking your time. Okay, when you're ready, you can come on up to vertical. Comfortable and vertical. Give your body a moment just to find its alignment. Check back in with how you are. Oh, and one last time, just bring back into your awareness your intention. And it might be one that you want to continue playing with for your day, or it might be something that you want to change, or you just might feel like that one's complete. Okay, just take a moment, feel into what's right. Okay, if you like, hands to your heart. If you like, taking a breath in and letting go. Okay, thank you for joining practice today. Have a lovely rest of your day. Take good care, everyone. Namaste.